Good evening, and thank you for joining us. And we're going to begin with some breaking news because just a short time ago, President Biden ignored pressure from world leaders and members of Congress and announced his goal is to get U.S. forces out of Afghanistan by his August 31st deadline. That is the original date agreed upon with the Taliban. Well, the president says that massive evacuation effort at the Kabul airport is on pace to be completed by the end of this month. But he is asking for contingency plans. He also warned that the risk of an attack on U.S. forces by an ISIS affiliate increases every day that the military stays in country. And the military has increased the pace of evacuations. In the past 12 hours, U.S. and allied forces have flown more than 11,000 people out of Kabul. But there's this new challenge. The Taliban said today they're no longer allowing Afghans to get to the airport. CBS's Nancy Cordes is going to lead off our coverage tonight from the White House. Good evening, Nancy.
Good evening, Norah. The withdrawal deadline is now just 7 days away, and the president was facing pressure from some key U.S. allies to stay in the country just a little bit longer and keep those evacuations going. But he's also getting pressure from the Taliban, which wants him out right away.
The Pentagon plans to start withdrawing its 6,000 service members from Kabul as early as this week, after the president announced that he intends to stick to that August 31st departure deadline.
Every day we're on the ground is another day we know that ISIS-K is seeking to target the airport and attack both U.S. and allied forces and innocent civilians.
With Afghans still clamoring to get out, G7 allies urged the president this morning to push the deadline back. Here at home, congressional Republicans and some Democrats made the same case.
Don't pick the date. Solve the problem. Make sure every American is out.
But the president argued the operation gets riskier all the time. Taliban leaders threatened today to prevent more Afghans, especially skilled Afghans, from leaving the country. And one Taliban spokesman told CBS's Roxana Saberi that any attempt to extend the rescue mission would be considered a violation.
So, in light of that violation, it is up to our leadership to decide what to do.
CIA Director William Burns has been negotiating in Kabul with the Taliban's de facto leader as the U.S. military picks up the pace, evacuating 20,000 people a day from Kabul's airport, with flights taking off every 45 minutes. That brings the total number of evacuees since mid-month to more than 70,000.
We are currently on a pace to finish by August the 31st. I've asked the Pentagon and the State Department for contingency plans to adjust the timetable, should that become necessary.
And Nancy, U.S. officials have been reluctant to give us a breakdown of how many of these tens of thousands of evacuees are American, but that really changed today. Tell us what you know.
That's right. A Pentagon spokesman revealed for the first time that only about 4,000 of the evacuees are American passport holders. That means the vast majority are Afghan nationals, people who worked with the U.S. over the past 20 years and their family members. What we still don't know exactly, nor is how many Americans are left in Afghanistan who are still trying to get out. The president said today that his Secretary of State will have some answers about that tomorrow.
Yeah, that is President Biden promised if there's any American citizens in Afghanistan, he'll stay to get them out. Nancy, thank you.